do say... No, they never tell me. That's my point. White people don't say it. And but when they see you, they're not going to tell you that you're white.
No.
They're not going to accept you like one of them. You're never going to be one of them. And even Spanish people are not going to accept you as one of them because of your hair. It doesn't matter. I know that you look very light, but there's a lot of very light people just like Nina in the world who are black. You won't be the only one.
Why?
Because black people like white people, and sometimes we get with them and have babies. But white people, they don't want anybody unless they are absolutely pure white. Even if you're a little brown, they'd be like, nope, you're black. Something's wrong with you. What's in you? What are you?
But outside of this country.
But she's here.
But it's going to be global. People are going to travel.
She hasn't. She's here.
Yeah.
When you get outside of America, people will say that I'm not African.
In Africa, maybe.
Everywhere. They'd be like, so what country in Africa are you from? Well, I'm not really sure. So then people will be like, so then you're not African. Why would you say that? I'm American. I'm a black American. But I think it's very important for Jasmine to make that distinction. And it will be hard. Black girls will be mean to you. And they will be jealous. And that's just reality. But let me tell you, black girls are just violent anyways. They like to fight and they're mean. It's true, Paris. Oh, okay, Paris. You were like the only one. And then when you were little, you were practically getting me into fights with Chastity and other girls in the street.
No, they were trying to fight you. Y'all
no, but I wasn't going to say anything. And then you was like, you're not going to say nothing to her? I'm like, shut up. If I don't say anything, we don't have to say anything.
Yeah, but she was disrespecting you. You didn't have to say anything to her if you didn't want to.
I didn't.
But she was disrespecting you.
So, let her live in that moment. But I just don't want, Jasmine, I just don't want you to think that you could be like, oh, I'm a black girl and it's easy. It's not easy. And I don't want you to think, oh, I'm a black girl. Black girls are going to love me. Because they're not going to just, oh, Jasmine. That's not going to happen.
Tell me you're black.
But don't think that you're going to go.
Tell me you're black.
But that's who you are. But don't think that you're just going to go to white girls and white girls are going to be like, oh, Jasmine, we love you. You're white. That's never going to happen. Are you listening to me? It's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Never. If you have a white girl that's your best friend, she's going to be like, I love you, little black girl. That's what's going to happen forever. You're my favorite black girl. That's what they're going to call you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with that?
Mm-mm.
And then you're going to feel weird because they're going to be like, that black lady is your mom? That black boy is your brother? That's what's going to happen, okay? But it's all right. That's just the way it is in America. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I know you're strong enough to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you think I'm crazy, but it's just that I don't want you to feel like everybody attacked the white girl in the movie and the white girls like you. No. If that movie was taking place with us, she would have kidnapped you too and tried to cut your brain out and put some white girl's brain in there. Mm-hmm. You're so smart and you're so talented, just like the rest of us, just like me, just like Jaden, just like Auntie Paris. That movie was so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I mean, it is about them, but at the same time, it's kind of like a good fair warning, you know? Like, it doesn't, like that black lady, he just assumed, he said that for no reason, that black lady was mad that they were dating. He was like, remember, he was like, she disconnected my phone, and she was like, well, why would she do that? And he's like, cause she's jealous that you and me are together.
Mm-hmm.
No! She has her grandmother's brain inside of her brain. Like, she doesn't have any problems with you. She doesn't want you. Yeah. And that's what every black guy thinks. And it's like, You can think what you want to think, but when you're dripping in blood, sitting out in the middle of nowhere, you're going to realize that I really didn't care about you at all. We could have been friends, but instead you wanted to make up a whole storyline about how, like she said, like, you are just so sexy that I had to just disconnect your phone. Like, it was like, I'm glad she said that, because it's like ridiculous. They really think that everybody just wants them.
But it's not about anybody wanting them, though. It's kind of
It's
just
not.
like, but it's still, people could still be mad to see two people together. And then I ask them, like, would you want to be with that person? They'd be like, no. You know?
Right.
It's just like the principle of it.
Because there's so few of them. But
Yeah.
but at the same token, because there's so few of them, that's exactly why. That's exactly why everybody wants them. It's because to make it as a black man in this country, you have to be Obama-like. Like they always say, like, in order for you to make it, you have to do
I think they want
4,
them
5.
babies.
Well, maybe, but a lot of Asian guys, they get play, but a lot of them have money. You see what I mean? Most of the Asian guys I know on my job are married to white women. It's because they're successful and they manage their money well.
Yeah.
And it's like, in this country, if you're an average black man, you will die or you will go to jail. You have to be exceptional just to make it in this country, because this country is a trap for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're an exceptional man, no matter what color, women want you. They want the exception. And unfortunately, if you make it out of this country, you're the exception. White people are so, they're annoying. But they're not really annoying because they're just intrinsically white. They're annoying because of that spirit that this country breeds in them. Oh wow, we're in the worst line. Jaden, your phone is on?
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, did you want some more of this chocolate or no?
Their office.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call it like 9 a.m.
Oh, it's the office?
It must be, right? It's just like not.
Insert ticket with barcode facing up.
You said yeah?
Yeah.
Jaden, did you want some of my chocolate?
By inserting a credit
You said
card.
yeah?
No.
Credit
It's,
processing credit transaction.
it's just,
Credit accepted. Take your receipt.
it is really true, because white people just do some things that just get on your nerves, because just just general ignorance that,
This country breeds that in them. This country breeds it.
like, it's sort of, like, you can't really pinpoint it, but it's sort of that, like, I don't know, like, when Elliot,
Careless.
yeah, like, when Elliot was talking the other day, he was saying, like, I can understand what it's like to live in a neighborhood like that. And I was like, how can you understand? And he's like,
He's never
because
done
of the news. And I'm like,
Not help you
Because of the
understand
kidding
it.
me?
It's definitely an over exaggeration.
Like, oh my god. He said, I lived in Santa Monica my whole life. I'm like, yo,
I mean,
you can't understand what it's like to live in a neighborhood like I am. And he's like, okay. And I'm like,
Like
no.
your neighborhood? Our neighborhood's not bad.
No, I mean, like, in a place that's, like, really bad and worn down and stuff like that.
so he's saying he lived in Santa Monica his whole life, and that means what?
No, because I asked him, where have you lived your whole life? And he told me Santa Monica. And so I said, then how can you understand what it's like to live in a really bad neighborhood?
One guy said it real well. He was a reporter in the Middle East, and he was sitting in this area that he was sitting at before he went. Well, basically, this man was kidnapped, and this documentary was following in his footsteps before and when he was kidnapped. So he went to the area, like a hilltop above the city. He was looking down the city, and he's sitting there reminiscing about how he was feeling at that time when he was getting ready to go into this Middle Eastern country. And he was like, I knew the language really well, I knew the people fairly well, but what he was really describing is what black people know today as white privilege. That you think because of your white skin and a little bit of knowledge that you've acquired, that the world owes you something. The world doesn't owe you anything. And people don't die in the Middle East because they're assholes. People die because it's their time. People die because they make mistakes. And how dare you think, because you took 2 seconds to learn another language and to learn another culture, that now the world is just going to lay down and give you opportunities that it doesn't give other people. No, when you take your happy white ass into that bad neighborhood, but in that case it was in the Middle East, you're going to get kidnapped and you're going to get brain screwed for the next 3-4 years. You know, and he was thinking to himself, he was like, why did I walk down this hill into that place and give away my life and give up my peace? Why did I do that? And in my mind I was thinking, because you're white. Because a black person would have never did that just to write an article. We would not go into ISIS territory, even if we had known the language. We wouldn't go into ISIS territory just to write an article, just to see, oh, let's see if I can do this. This is so great. We don't do that shit because we know life is really real. Like if you got your kid, you know, they've got your kid and okay, sure, I'm going to risk my life because this is important. I'm going to get my kid out of ISIS. But just to write an article about chilling in the Middle East, niggas die over there. And that's what happened. He got kidnapped. And he couldn't put his finger on it because he kept saying to himself, like, why did I do that? Why did I? And he was like starting to cry because he's like, I just walked down there and just thought that I was going to be okay. It was like, yeah, you thought your whiteness was enough. Because he's white. Anybody else that lives in a normal world would know that that shit was hugely dangerous. And that there's no real reason why you would make it out alive. And that's what he realized in the end. He's like, how did I even make it out alive? You know, it's by the grace of God. If you got the grace of God, then good. But, nigga, you out there floating on whiteness. Yes, nigga, yes. Sorry, I don't have my phone, so I don't know what's going on. Me neither, bro. Hold on. Oh, you trying to get back to the house so you can get there?
No, I know how to get back, but you know, if I take one wrong turn outside of what I normally go down,
Because I think we're in the old neighborhood.
yeah, I know where we are now. But if I went down that way,
Oh, okay.
man, that would have been.
We could probably pull up some GPS on Jaden's phone though.
No Wi-Fi.
You don't have Wi-Fi?
No.
Black women mad. Just because these bitches out here dating off their whiteness. They're dating off their whiteness. Like, hey, I'm white. It makes me a good catch, you know? But it doesn't. Like the guy last night, his girlfriend was crazy and argumentative and insane. It wouldn't have. One of this guy's friends, this black dude, he was dating this white girl. She was a lawyer after all. But Paris, I went in their apartment and he said it's hers. It was her apartment. She's supposed to be a lawyer. It's like she's a lawyer. Well, I've got a friend that's a lawyer, so I know that you're not making the money that I'm making. 1. 2, you're living in Hollywood. You're a lawyer and you're living in this like tiny little cracked out 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood. It was actually kind of creepy. None of my friends live in no shit like that. Now, of course, my friends are nurses, but even that black girl that came from Connecticut to come and stay out here, she was living in a nicer place. Her place was tight. I thought it was the dude's place.
Yeah.
And That's, you imagine if you were going over a guy's house, how it would look, like a young black dude that's like out partying all the time. You imagine how that would look, right?
Yeah.
That's the place we were staying in. This was her place and she's a lawyer? Because he revealed later that he had to give up his apartment because she insisted that he come live with her. And they argue every day, like on, like mommy, like that. And he wouldn't give no black girl the time of day for that.
Yeah, I know. Like that black guy, the white girl just left him. She's bounced. And then
Right.
They met up and it was okay.
That's what she did to him last night too. She was like, I'm out. And then the white guy was driving and I'm sitting right here. They argued while we were in the car so we could hear everything. And then we brought her to Subway. She made the black guy kick all of the friends out of the house. And then when she got out of Subway, she was like, I ain't getting in that car. I'm walking home. F you, F your friends. I'm out. Because she was mad that he had people over.
Because you're not supposed to have people.
She didn't want him to have people over. One of the girls was somebody he used to sleep with.
Oh.
But he told her about it. They've been friends for years. I guess it was like a high school thing. He's 30 now.
No, that shit needs to end.
I told him that. I told him there's nothing that you're going to do that's going to make that okay. He's like, I did everything for her. I did everything she asked. She's still not happy.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
just get rid of the
because
friend.
you're friends with somebody you used to sleep with. And he's like, but that's selfish.
No,
That's
it's
selfish
not.
of her.
You know, we shouldn't be bringing friends around. They know what your dick look like. No. It's not right.
That's why I told.
Would you let her be? Would you want her to be? Or
He
her be
said,
the one to
he
go
said
home?
that she
Like,
doesn't. He said that she doesn't.
She does what?
She's friends with some guy. She brought a guy around that she used to sleep with.
Oh, well, that's
And he had to just do it. But I'm like, this is what I'm thinking, right? She didn't have to argue in front of us like that. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying to the white guy. I was like, why couldn't she just give him that look and be like, we're about to talk about this later. We're going to be talking the hell out of this
Yeah.
later. Like, why you got to argue in front of people? I don't even know him that
a lot
well.
of black girls be arguing.
But that's what I'm saying. He pulled the same stupid crap that a lot of these hood rats pull. But he's like, baby, it's gonna be okay, babe. Why are you doing that? No, it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was a black girl, he wouldn't have put up with that shit for 1 second.
Oh, they don't care. But it's the same as any racist principle. It doesn't matter that you're the most awesome person in this town. You look black.
Right.
That's the problem.
And so we're not gonna respect you. We're not gonna
Right.
treat you with respect. You are a lower class citizen.
Yeah. Because it's the biological thing. It's not your soul or your intelligence, you know?
It's like so bad, Paris. I don't even know if I know of any black guys that are dating black women out here.
Out here, no, yeah. Every
I don't think I know
every
any of
corner
them.
we turned, it was all the white women.
And it's fine because in reality, I see black girls dating. They're not missing out.
No.
They
They're
date.
doing the same thing. So it's like,
They're just dating who likes them, which is what a
Yeah,
lot of women do.
but-
And if it's white guys,
which
then it's
is
white guys.
fine to do because
Uh-huh.
that's great, but it's just like, what's the point if everyone's gonna just date white? You could have just been dating each other. I don't know what the point is. To tell someone, explain to someone the texture of your hair.
But I don't think black
when
girls
you could have just been
are
dating.
just dating white though. I don't think that they
they're
are.
definitely not. I know they're not.
It's just black guys is not
Every time-
entertaining that.
Every time I date outside, I'm not thinking about your colors. Maybe it's just not something women think about, like that.
White girls think about it.
But they date black guys, and then they marry them, and then they be like, oh well. You know what I
Right,
mean?
they
But-
think about it. That's what I'm saying. They're not thinking about race. That's black guys that do that.
Yeah.
And you know why white girls don't think about it? Because when they have their babies, they be like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
What's wrong with her hair? What's going on?
Like,
Right. And I think they get over it. You know what I'm saying? But like, they don't be thinking about that. They just be thinking like, oh, I know you're a lower class citizen, but you're making regular class money, so you could be with me, and it'll be a step up than being with a black girl, because nobody likes black girls.
yeah.
And then you fuck around and have a black girl, because you fucking this black dude.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then you realize that belief system that you pushed out in the world, now you got to deal with it with your baby. Those black women that that you were hating, now you calling them up. Can you please braid my baby's hair? Can you help me? Now we gotta help you. It's true, Paris. Or your baby just gotta walk around with their head looking all effed up.
That's what you said. She was like, some mothers might come in and their children might be mixed and they might not know what to do. So you gotta help them.
It's true.
Just pay me.
I mean, it's fine, but it's like you spreading that system that's eating me up, and now I have to fix what you did. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's just crazy. I'm glad they did this movie. You know? And you got all these black dudes cheering for this movie, but they probably there with white girls. I don't understand how the fuck you cheering.
I don't know. And it was just loud and annoying. I was just like, okay, and you just gotta keep cheering.
Right, but you one of them. Like, and that's why I'm like, yo, women, black women, we need to stand down. We need to stand down for real. Like, for real. Like, when these black dudes be dating these white girls, you need to be like, please, yes.
I'm pretty
So
sure
that
that's
way,
what we're already doing.
yeah, but I just feel like it wasn't enough. Now we need to do it en masse. When these cops come for these black men, let the white woman get them. Let the Spanish girl get them. Let them take charge, just like in that movie. Let them do it. Why we gotta do it? Y'all, everybody wants to hate us, and then you got our black men hating us too. Then let us sit down. Let us sit down. Sit the hell down somewhere, okay? And y'all take care of that. Is somebody fart?
She's been not telling us about things.
God, it's awful. It's awful. No, I just think black women need to stand down. We've been doing the most. We want to be all marching. You know, Black Lives Matter was started by like 4 black women.
Was it?
Yes. The start is
I guess it's
no.
But you know what? I mean, it's much more noticeable here in California. It may be less noticeable in, you know, Detroit, Baltimore, even New York. You know what I mean? And then where there's a lot of black guys who still mess with black girls. You know, and it'd be like, hey, I've been agreed.
I just think we need to stand the hell down. You know, one of the biggest supporters of Obama was Oprah. We need to sit the fuck down.
Obama
that.
married Michelle, so
I know, but we need to boycott them. I know it sounds effed up, but we do. We do. Because they're not treating us right. They don't realize that we're partners. We're the same race. It doesn't mean that we have to date each other. But damn it, you should be able to respect me. And insist that other people respect me because we are a reflection of each other. I don't gotta be your wife for you to insist that people respect people that have your looks.
yeah. It's crazy.
Like Chinese people do it. You respect somebody that looks like me because I look like me. Period. You don't gotta be somebody's wife to insist that you have respect for other races. And for you to have respect for other races. It's incredible. It's just incredible for me. It's just... Black women take so much from black men. We be sleeping with them while they're sleeping with the white women. Like, well, I get here sometimes. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing the Beyonce and be like, you better get Becky with the long hair. No, stop. Don't get pregnant again. Don't participate in that system and he's cheating on you with the white girl. Just stop. Don't give him you. Find somebody else. Don't play those games with him. You know
Talking
that's
about Beyonce?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he got Becky with the long hair on the side, and then you like, but this my man. No, we have twins. No.
I don't know what she doing. She praying to other guys. And
She's doing a lot.
Yeah.
I don't date black women because they angry, then say my mama ain't angry, my auntie ain't. That's all you gotta say.
No,
You don't gotta say I love black women, they're sexy. You can just say my grandma black, she not angry. Simple.
No, but she is angry, and that's why he's angry. Because
But if she got a reason to be angry, then let her
why
be
you
angry.
not angry? I don't know. But the whole race is angry. I don't know why guys. They're men, so they don't show it like women.
But they're angry. They're angry. They just don't know it. That's just like how Daniel did it, and Daniel was like, I ain't never experienced that. I kept it real with myself. Exactly. I kept it real with myself.
Yeah.
And I dealt with my anger. So that way I don't lose my temper trying to shoot people and shoot up the school. I don't have to do that because I've been dealing with this every day. Every day I confront it and I deal with it head on. You, on the other hand, tried to go 4 or 5 years and say it didn't exist and it all built up and you broke down. Just like that black dude in the movie and you left. I was in that position when I went to Jeff with his prom. It's a two racist statements for me to be like, take me home now.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, we didn't even get started dancing. I don't care.
Dancing with what?
It was the prom. It was like after his prom when we went to some white people's house in the middle of the forest. And I was like, this is how black people get lynched. This is how it happens. You're out there, everything's chill. The next thing you know, shit gets real. And he was like, that's not how my friends get down. One person said something crazy to me, and another person said something crazy to me. Goodbye. Gotta go home.
It always happens like that. That's what happened to me.
Because I know when white people start drinking, they get crazy. That's what happens.
They weren't even drinking.
Even if they weren't, it's nighttime. Niggas get tired. They start saying whatever they want to say. I know I gotta go. Black people don't belong in the dark with crowds of white people alone. If white people like you and they want to deal with you, they're going to deal with you in your element or it's going to be mixed. They're not going to force you like that girl was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why they always act like, but why with the people who are supposed to be my friend? They invite me over because they're supposed to be liking me. And then they act like they don't know what to do when their friends are saying racist things and I'm right there. Why they always act like that? You know what I mean? Like, why is it like they don't have a backbone?
Maybe because they don't. Maybe because they really don't know what to say. You know? Maybe they don't know.
Like, how do you not know? But if someone talks about your brother, your sister, you're defensive.
Right.
But if someone talks about me because I'm black, what?
Maybe because they really think all those things are true. They really think all those true. Those things are true. Because for some reason they like you. It's just like you're a dog. You're just like a pet to them. You know?
Yeah. But then don't invite me.
They want you around just like a pet. They want you to sit in the corner and wag your tail and perform for their friends. And then they might say something effed up to you. And that's okay. Because it should be okay with you. You know? They do it to each other even. They really do. That's how their culture works. Just like our culture. This white girl was talking about how from Germany, how all these black men moved to the neighborhood. I laughed to myself because she was walking to the store and it was a bunch of black men standing outside the store. And then when she walked in, she said she could feel them staring at her. That was her basis for saying she does no longer live in a safe neighborhood. What are you talking about? That's just how black men act. They stand in groups. And then if you look good when you walk by, they're going to stare at you. They might hiss at you. They might even say something. That's not unsafe. If they were trying to make you unsafe, they would have touched you. Or they would have like been more aggressive. That is just how black people act.
Or any men. All the men stare at them.
Why? You didn't see them? They were waiting there.
I didn't see that. Maybe it's this. I didn't see anybody there.
They were literally going.
I saw them going after I was in the middle of the street. But I didn't see anybody there while I was at the stop sign. Yeah, it goes right in front. If they're pulled up enough, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why this stuff just gets me so mad. I just know, like, those shady, underhanded comments, that seems to be white culture to me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they just.
And if I was white, it would be direct. It wouldn't be she.
No, it would be but it would still be whatever they think they could get you about. Whatever they think they can say about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just how they treat each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he doing?
I want to say 3 times in my life.
What?
The first time was when I was young and I went over to some girl's house and she told me her parents were racist before I got off the bus. And then the parents wanted me to leave early. And so I was like sitting on their steps waiting for mommy. And then the second time I was in like middle school and then this girl, I went over to her friend's house and then her friends were like, you know, when I got there. Oh, they were like full on racist. She was like, I just wanted to let you know. I was going over her house. And
to do what?
Because she was inviting me over her house to hang out. And I'm thinking this is going to be a normal, okay thing. And then we're about to get off at her bus stop. And she's like, I just want to let you know that my parents are racist. And I'm like, I'm on a bus in the middle of the boonies by myself. Like, why would you tell me right now that your parents are racist? So we get off the bus, and her parents don't acknowledge my presence. They don't say hello. They don't say, would you like a glass of water? Nothing. They're just like, you know, like I'm a ghost. And then we go in her room and play around. And then her brother comes in there, and we're all talking and playing around, you know. And then her brother's like, oh, she's so funny. I like her. And that's when the mother came in, dragged him out, and then was like, your friend needs to call her mom. She needs to go. Yep. And I called mommy, and then I went outside on the front porch and waited.
What?
I'm pretty
That's
sure I told you about that. But I mean, it's probably a long time.
I don't remember hearing about that. That's awful.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I had that girl whose grandparents were racist and stuff, and they didn't speak to me, but the parents weren't. It was just the grandparents.
Yeah. Don't do black people. I don't know what else you want.
They didn't even speak to you to try and just be cordial?
Because they don't like black people for their racist, evil people reasons.
That's so hard to hear.
Even a child is like fair game.
Did you remain friends with her or no?
No, that was the end of that. Probably because her parents. Probably because hearing her son say that was just like, hell no. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. They made you go outside?
They didn't say anything to me. They were only talking to their daughter to say things to me.
How weird.
Yeah. So I just felt like not comfortable. So I was like, just wait outside. I'll be fine.
You know, it's just like when mommy one time was like rude to Celeste. It just made me feel so mad at her and so sad and embarrassed. And it's just, to me, to hear, like, it was horrible for you.
Yeah.
It gives me a little more understanding in your perspective. But also, I'm thinking for that girl, like, how horrible and sad your life must have been that your parents would have the audacity to do that to one of your friends. I don't like every one of Jaden's friends. I try my best not to show my ass to his friends because that's embarrassing on him, and it would be hard for him to relate to me. And it makes me think about, like, see, that's why a lot of white kids be acting crazy. Yeah. Because when your parents do something like that, even if she does stop being friends with you, it does, like, deep in your mind. That's why you end up in therapy 30 years later, because you're like, what my parents did to me. They wouldn't even, they made my friend that I liked wait outside. They just, like, it's like disrespect. It's like you disrespect your kids. And you're super stupid, passive aggressive.
Yeah, but I told you there was a white guy who was like super racist as a kid, and then I saw his brother later in like at Manchester Community College, and then I was like, I don't know how we got to talk about his brother being racist. I'm like, weren't you guys like racist or something? And he was like, yeah, but that was our dad, like, and we don't like him. Like,
That's what
nobody
I'm
in the family
saying.
likes him now.
A lot of
Like,
those guys, like, they
was
don't like him
abusive.
or the father.
the father was abusive. You know what I mean? With those views, along with those views comes the other craziness. And
Just
so,
like, even like Hitler. Because it's just, to me, it's all the same spirit. So even like Hitler,
yeah,
oh, we're going to do so many good things for Germany. We got to kill all the Jews for this perfect Aryan race. And you would
Yeah.
think the Germans were in there living wonderfully and stuff. And they weren't. They were
No.
taking white women and making them breeders and having them sleep with everybody, have kids and just kids and just kids and just kids.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't, it's not a good thing. It's a sin.
yeah,
Racism is a sin. And just like I was telling Jaden, when you are okay and you're cool with allowing a sin in your life, it goes out and it brings 7 others with it.
yeah,
7 others.
yeah. And I just wonder because he was like he grew up looking straight to me anyway, but then he's gay, so I just wonder if it like his dad was molesting him or I don't know. You know what I
Probably.
mean?
Probably. I feel like all those things kind of like come together.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You get back there.
But that's why I felt like the movie was speaking directly to me, because for too long white people have been surviving off of their whiteness and living a privileged life that is too expensive in the eyes of the wealthy, who are the real supporters of this world. And I think at this point right now, they're sick and tired of them. And that soon they're going to rip the carpet from underneath their feet. It's not really going to be us, because we're very useful to them. They don't care about us, but they don't hate us or the Mexicans because they use us.
Mm-hmm.
We're useful. They don't have any use. I can think of anything. You can get an Indian doctor for nothing, for pennies. You can get a Mexican doctor for pennies. I can think of anything for any of these people here that make, a little bit, $1 million, $2 million, $500,000. What do any of them do that makes them so important that you can't hire somebody from outside of this country and pay $60,000 to do?
Well, that's what they've already been doing to this country.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So soon, they got this inflation going, and they got everybody living good and spending all this credit. Sooner or later, they are going to rip it from underneath them and destroy these communities. And when they bring these people to their knees, for us who are left here, or for any of them too, it's going to be a scary time. It's going to be a scary time, because they got it good, but that's because they never had to deal with anything.
Yeah. But they'll probably be super racist and crazy. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the money's the only thing that keeps them together.
Yes, it's true. And they're barely hanging together,
Yeah.
That's
what I'm trying to tell people, but they're like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, it's true. Just like how, because I was watching that thing about Venezuela, just how Venezuela was, when it was a nice country, there was low crime. Take away their money, the crime rises. Duh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they want to sit around here, black people are so violent, blah, blah. Not in Ladera Heights. You know what I mean? Like, if they're poor, then yes, they're gonna have to survive.
I mean, I hate to do that to my kids, because it's dangerous to grow up in those areas.
Yeah.
But I do feel like this movie, I was sitting in that movie and I was like, because literally I'm thinking about getting a house, and it couldn't be any clearer. It's like the movie ended and it's like, get out.
Yeah.
It could not really be any clearer.
Yeah.
They're building a wall. If anything, somebody was telling me that there's tunnels underneath the walls, underneath the borders, that'll get you right to Tijuana. Do you think any of these Mexicans are going to tell any of these white people, if shit goes down and they start opening up FEMA camps, those Mexicans will they'll just mosey right the fuck back on home? And do you think they will tell anybody about those tunnels?
Did I tell you today? The pier, like, This nigga gonna tell me the churro is $7, 2 churros is $7, and then the Spanish girl right behind him, ¿cuánto cuesta? Oh, $2.50. I'm like, nigga, you gonna give her a cheaper deal?
But those cincuentas?
$2.50.
Oh.
So that's $5.
Did you say
and I paid
anything to him?
$7.
Did you say anything?
No.
Nigga, dos is not hard to figure out.
It's
We
not.
drink beers called Dos Equis. Like, for real? I know they don't like us. But the chances of you finding one of them that likes us, I think, is better. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that if shit goes down, they're going to get back in them little tunnels and walk back across the border and be in Tijuana without a problem. And white people going to be trying to figure out how to get out of here, and they're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to leave. The trap is set for them, and it's big.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to get out because it's set for them. They have money. Because I don't know, it just literally, that was like a thought that crossed in my mind when it ended. It was like, oh, it couldn't be any more obvious or any clearer than get out.
Yeah.
Like, get out.
But he's in a relationship with a white girl.
You know, though,
So
those guys are doing a lot of, what do they call it? The MK Ultra and stuff like that. Look like that girl in a shell or Ghost in a Shell. What I'm learning from my white racist conspiracy theory brothers is that a lot of these movies that they're coming out with lately have futuristic prophetic overtones where they're trying to kind of warn people of what's to come. Ghost in the Shell is a similar thing that he talked about. The MK Ultra is where you take another soul or spirit and you put it in your brain, or you take like a transducer. That's why it's called Ghost in a Shell. It's about that, and that's what that one guy's Nicholson 1968 or something. His channel is all about. That the new move is transhumanism.
I have
Where
that game.
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell?
Oh, okay. It's a video.
It's a video
But
game.
the transhumanist move is where they take you and they splice you with a computer, or they take your brain and download it and then put you in a machine. And that's the new move. According to Nicholson 1968, I don't know if he's true, but his prediction is that in Revelations, when it's talking about the desolation that causes desecration in the temple, he said, when Jesus said, know ye not that ye are temples, that's what Jesus is talking about. That's what Revelations is talking about, that when Jesus died and split the curtains at the temple, and the temple burned down in 70 AD, that the temple now has become our bodies. And the desolation that causes desecration of the temple is the machine connection inside of your body. And that's the move. And that's what was the theme in this movie. That's the theme in Ghost of the Shell. That's the theme of Westwood. Is a combination of either you putting the machine in your brain or you putting your brain in a machine. And now what? They're saying, oh, people have to be concerned because the next crash is going to be possibly because we're going to be using too many automated machines, self-driving cars.
yeah.
NSA already has the ability to hack anything. So all I have to do is be in one of their self-driving cars,
Yeah.
and they can crash me and kill me.
Yeah. They can. Very easily. Girl, I thought your fingernail was a bug. I was about to slap the hell out of it.
But he's in a relationship with a white woman, but a lot of them are being brainwashed, and a lot of them are trying to verbalize things that are happening in this community that they're in. They're in this MK Ultra brainwashing community that has high connections to the Illuminati, Masons, and all other stuff. They have access to a lot of their plans. One of the guys did a movie, I can't remember the name, but they were talking about it really big because they did a movie about this big devil sex. It was the same thing that black guy was talking about. They were laughing about. It was a big sex party, and everybody's like dressed up as devils. It was a big satanic devil sex party, right? They did a movie about that. They had an exact same party, exactly like that. One of the Rockefellers threw it, and it was a big deal. They were taking pictures of it because they're like, what the hell are these rich people doing? They out here dressed like satanic stuff, and they're doing weird stuff, showing up at the party. And rumors were it was exactly like in that party where they're having ritualistic sex stuff. And this is an old movie. It's not a new movie, but Manchurian Candidate, same thing. MK Ultra, take a guy, perfect, brainwash him. Now he's a perfect candidate / assassin or whatever we want him to be. And there's still people coming forward saying that this stuff is happening, that they are candidates, that they are assassins, that they don't remember anything, that their brains were tampered with. And then people are like, oh yeah, just get the chip. People are already getting the chip, the RFID chip. You gotta get it in the dogs. They're telling you, put it in your children because people are kidnapping children. You know what I mean? And then now they're having little things they could put in your brain, simulate your brain, give you more information. That was in a movie, remember? Like 10, 15 years ago. Now it's starting to become a reality. They can do it.
Yeah.
And now people are like, why wouldn't you do it? One guy, he's a CEO of a company, he was like, that's the next move. If you don't do that, you're going to be behind. Which is what the Bible said, that there's going to become a time when you don't get the sign, the 666, the sign of the devil in your hand and in your head. You won't be able to eat, you won't be able to buy food or sell. Now that's if you live with white people, and you know it's true. You know, because we have, that's what I was saying, we have almost like an alternate economy. Because we're an alternate culture, if you decide to live off the grid in the hood, you're gonna make it. Because niggas been making it all this time. They've been selling food stamps and doing shit around the government from the beginning. So if you end up in that situation and you're in the hood, it's still gonna be hard, but you're gonna survive. But you're not gonna survive here. There's no way around it here, because this is the culture. This is like the thickest of it. This is where they tell the world what to think.
Now, when he snapped the picture of that guy, why did his nose bleed?
The surgery, whenever they do pituitary gland surgery now, they go through your nose. Well, I mean, he did have a cut right here too, but that's the latest technology is pituitary surgery goes up through your nose. So basically they're saying that when he did a flash, it messed with something to do with the surgery, and then that's why he started bleeding. A lot of people probably don't know that.
No. Because then that wouldn't make sense.
The pituitary is like what they call the seat of the soul. There's a lot of pituitary tumors going on too.
Really?
That's where they think your soul, where you get your soul from.
Really?
If you
A
were,
certain gland for that?
it's a small gland right in the center.
Oh,
It's
the
supposed to
brain?
be, yeah, it's the pineal gland. I think it's pituitary. Pineal gland, same thing. I think. But it's like, maybe it's a pineal. It's not that. And it's represented by a pine cone. And it's in the center of your head. And the funny thing is, it's got this weird look to it when you cut the brain in half. And they think that the Eye of Ra, the Egyptian Eye of Ra, is formed after that shape of that. Because that's the all-knowing eye. That's what the eye stands for in the pyramid, at the top of the pyramid, the dollar bill. Because it's an all-knowing eye. Your pituitary gland is the connection to the soul or to the universe, wherever spirits lie. So that's why they think it's all-knowing. You could do, if you stimulate it more, they say you can do telekinesis, you can read people's minds, emotions. That's like
You can read other people's minds?
I think so, if it's like stimulated. in
Oh,
some
they
way.
can, if I'm stimulating yours, I can read yours.
No. If you stimulate your own, if it's stimulated, you can read other people's.
Who says that?
People who are into like spiritual stuff. That's why they put the dot right there. That's why people always talk about your third eye, because it's right here. So what they're referencing when they talk about your third eye is your gland that sits right here. More in the center of your brain though. So there's a lot of esoteric references to it. They haven't really medically figured it out. I just know they do that because there's, like I was saying, a lot of pituitary tumors there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the access that they go to do it. But see, like, this is what I'm talking about with the MK Ultra and stuff like that. How did he know? Do you think he had surgery on his brain? How did he know to make the nose start bleeding?
I mean, maybe people that
But there's such a small, minute part of it. Why wouldn't they show something else? Why did they show cutting the brain wide open if he was going to reference the pituitary gland with this?
I don't know.
Telling
But
you.
I do know those people who do those jobs.
Yeah.
But-
Jaden, get you. I will punch you. Just get out. Get out.
Right.
And Pierce, he
Do
didn't roll up
you
his
have that
window.
number?
A what?
Do you have that number?
It's
No,
on my
it's
phone.
right there. It's on your paper that you're holding.
I'm coming with you.
That's
Mom.
not it?
No.
Wait, Jazz. No, you gotta get out the back. That's why you're in the back. Get out the back. Here's Jaden didn't roll up his window. He's putting his head in and out of it to show you that. Anybody back here? Why didn't you move that yet? I don't want to go back there right now, Jaden. First thing in the morning, you gotta keep it. You hear me? Why didn't you move it?
That's really heavy. It took 2 people to move that.
And call your friend and have somebody move it. But it's gotta be moved. You can't stay there.
You have to put on some gloves or something. Don't let it touch you.
Why are they circling these poles around our house specifically? That one.
Maybe want to take it down.
No, it's in the front of our house too. Like they're surrounding our house. About to beam us down.
You mean, look at this right here. Y'all see this? Did y'all check that out? These footprints.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Look at this more. Are these new? Look at in these hands. Did your friends do that?
Holy Connor.
He was here?
Last time he came.
Was this him that did this?
I think so.
You know, so.
I don't see any footprints.
Looks like we're being haunted. Why don't you think that's funny? You know, creativity acting.
I don't want to be haunted.
Clearly you do because you think it's so funny. Oh, I'm about to have a slide on the back through some water.
Can you lock it?
Dad, and she's talking about the stuff that I'm talking about. You the one that wanted to see it. I wanted to see it a little bit, but I knew it was going to get me going.
Yeah.
Mom,
It got me going all the way there and all the way home.
why did that black guy kill every single...
Because he was mad at them. He was mad at them because they tried to take his brain.